And it is absolutely like such a foundational thing. Hakomi training just feels like it's transformed my work, and I've heard, that from many other people as well. But it's like, how does it do it?
Yeah.
I remember one of my massage clients once saying to me, how do you do that? How do you make me feel loved?
Ah, how lovely is that?
Isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah. And even my son recently sent me an email or a WhatsApp or something saying, I mean, it kind of like blew my mind, really, but it was incredible. He said, I always felt loved growing up. He always felt loved. And he said, how did you do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you kind of articulate that? And it's the same, isn't it, with the loving presence, really? It's like, when you flex that, when you have the opportunity to practice this thing that's been named, maybe some of us were already doing it, who knows, but Ron managed to name it. I know he wasn't the only one, but in my experience anyway, it was the one that I learned, that there's this thing called loving presence. We are given that opportunity in the Hakomi training to flex our loving presence muscles. And something happens, doesn't it? And it kind of deepens and broadens our abilities, my ability. It definitely does something.
Yeah.
But the question is how?
Yeah. And I guess, like, I can feel like my own thoughts on that are around enabling us to love ourselves more, or accept ourselves more. Because there's something about how, like, that's where I've felt most loved in Hakomi, is where I've been like freaking out about something, and Josh or you or Vic, Trudy have like just really loved me in it, and that is just so powerful, so powerful. And how it then sort of works, like in experiencing that, it brings me back to, I can do that in myself as well more now. I can kind of, like, if it's Hakomi or if it's just life every day, it's like I can go, well, it's okay. Just be with whatever's happening and that be okay.
But it comes from somewhere, doesn't it? It comes from a well of that experience that you've just talked about, where you've had somebody say to you, it's okay, you're okay. And then you tap into that well that's inside of you, or that well gets filled up, and then you can take it into your life and then draw from that well when you need it, and then come back and get replenished, and we're all doing it to each other, aren't we? We're all doing it to each other and for each other.
The well's a good analogy, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah. An energy well.
Yeah.
And it's a kind of, because there's a community of us, it's like there's a self-generating thing that goes on as well. It keeps generating, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you don't always know where you get it from, but you get it from somebody that's practicing loving presence.
Yeah.
Whoever it might be, Josh, Trudy, me, Molly, Katie, Jenny, if they're in loving presence, they contribute to topping us up. Or even ourselves, if we're in loving presence for ourselves. That also does it, doesn't it? Am I getting a bit heady now?
No, I think like a really good image, because I think it, whether it's heady or not, it's still embodied, isn't it? It's still part of our experience. This is kind of like the image of setting the scene, isn't it? Is where we're digging this well inside us, we're flexing that muscle of love and presence, going deeper inside us, so that we've got more to draw on for ourselves and for others. And when we experience it from others, that deepens the well. It's not just us that deepens the well, it's experiencing it from others.
I wonder what Ron would say to that.
Yeah.